This time, once again, it's one of those stories that makes you wonder if it's really true. But it seems that in Shangqiu, located in Henan Province, China, and I'll give you more details about this place later, an incident occurred where the deputy mayor, who also served as the local public security bureau chief, was shot and killed by a SWAT officer during a flag-raising ceremony. By the way, SWAT is translated into Chinese as TE, which stands for Special Police Force. In China, there are two types of these special police forces, one under the public security system, and the other under the armed police, which is more military-oriented. The SWAT officer who killed the deputy mayor was likely from the public security system's special police force. This officer was highly praised and even received commendations for his excellence. Information about him was widely available on the web, making him a notable figure. Yet, he ended up shooting one of the top officials in Shangqiu, namely the local public security bureau chief, hitting him 3 times, 2 of which were fatal. This person died, and 2 others were injured in the incident. The event occurred during an official ceremony, creating panic at the scene, with people running away in confusion. At first, when news of this incident spread, many believed it to be fake news, and even now, some still think that might be the case. The name of the perpetrator has already been revealed, a SWAT member who was recognized for his outstanding performance. However, articles praising him as an exemplary SWAT officer have since been removed from the internet, leading many to now believe that this event was, in fact, real. Although there's a lot of speculation about the motive, it seems there was some issue related to personal grievances that had been building up over time. Let me first introduce Shangqiu in Henan Province, the location of this incident. This area is in the inland part of China and may be unfamiliar to many Japanese people, as it's considered a remote, local region. However, if we look back at history, this area has had quite a significant connection with Japan. Although this has nothing to do with the current incident, I'd like to briefly introduce the history between this region and Japan. To understand this better, let's go back to the Opium War era in China. At the time, opium was prohibited in China, but the drug was still flowing in from the East India Company. Even though China had officially banned it, local merchants were distributing it across the country with the support of corrupt local officials, who were bribed to look the other way. Despite being officially outlawed, opium continued to flood into China, which was well known in Beijing at the time. Within the central government, there were 2 factions. One believed that since opium was already coming in, the best approach was to legalize it and collect taxes, while the other, led by Lin Zhechu, argued that opium was destructive and must be eradicated to save the country. Lin's view prevailed, and he was dispatched by the emperor to enforce the ban. Lin Zhechu began confiscating and destroying opium, and initially, opium trade in China was controlled by the British East India Company. However, this soon changed, and various British merchants began selling opium independently. Lin demanded that these merchants sign pledges not to bring opium into China, but the British government instructed them not to comply, leading to the conflict that sparked the Opium War. Although Lin Zhechu was eventually dismissed, his friend, Yi Yuan, a native of Shangqiu, also participated in the Opium War. Yi Yuan studied foreign information to understand why China was being exploited by Britain. After Lin Zhechu was dismissed, Yi Yuan wrote a book titled Haiguo Tuji, Illustrated Treatise on the Maritime Kingdoms, a 100-volume work on foreign affairs and the importance of industrialization and military modernization. Though this work was meant to be a valuable resource for China, it ended up having more of an impact in Japan. Japanese intellectuals, including Yoshida Shoin, read this work, realized the importance of modernization, and used its lessons to help Japan avoid colonization, something that didn't happen in China. Returning to Shangqiu, where this recent incident occurred, we now have a situation where a deputy mayor, who was also the head of the Public Security Bureau, was shot by a SWAT officer. According to rumors circulating online, the motive is said to be related to internal personnel issues. The officer who committed the crime may have harbored resentment over not being properly evaluated or promoted within the public security system, leading to the tragic outcome. In China, it's not uncommon for individuals who work hard and achieve results to still be overlooked for promotions, while others who pay bribes or have strong connections rise through the ranks. This kind of frustration could be widespread within China's hierarchical systems, especially in police and military institutions. This concludes the story for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.